I feel like today somebody needs to or deserves to feel the love. We have the Whispers of Love Oracle. So let's get this message to you. Let's see if we can renew your hope and help you to feel that love. Be supportive. I got two cards there, I just want one. Be supportive. Make a genuine effort to show that you care. Now, I am sensing a scenario of maybe you and somebody else, and you may be, it's like you're waiting on them and they're waiting on you, and it's become this kind of battle. It's become this sort of like, no, you go first, no, you go first, no, you go first, and nobody's really doing anything. So this is kind of suggesting that you've got that bow and arrow there. You can aim it wherever you want. You can point it in any direction you like. So if there's a direction that you want, but you're pretending to yourself that you don't want it, why are you doing that? It's just holding you back from this beautiful energy, you know? It really is just holding you back from there. Let's get one more on here. We have romance. Lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection. So the support that it's talking about could actually be a message for you to bring some romance into your life. I am picking up the energy of somebody very special to you that you're feeling these feelings for, but for some reason you're on the back foot, you're holding back. It could be through fear of rejection, or it could be through you're not sure, maybe you haven't read the signs quite right, that kind of thing. Do you understand that? Let's get into the runes, see if we can guide you in some way on this. Okay, so Radar is suggesting that the direction needs to change. There is movement going to occur here, but it needs to be different to how it has been before. I feel like you've been playing this merry dance with a person for a while now, and you're like, I've got like best friends, but you don't want to step over the mark or step over the boundary. You know, this person, they might be with somebody else, in which case, you know, you may need to make your feelings known, but then wait for that person to decide if they're going to leave what they're currently in, or if they're going to say to you, like, I'm honouring my relationship I've already got and I can't be with you. But at least you've been honest and open about your feelings, you know, at least you've allowed yourself to be clear on that. And that's what Answers is talking about, is your communication is going to bring clarity to a situation. You're holding back on communicating here. And I feel like this person, they do want your support. They want to know how you're feeling about things so that they can make a decision based on clarity. So Answers is there talking about bringing this clarity to a situation in your life right now. And Daggers, which is illumination and enlightenment. So, you know, this communication is just going to take off that load, that dark space that you kind of fumbling around in. This switches the light on. It switches everything on so that it can fully be seen, and then movement can be made. Because right now it's like there's a stalemate, there's a stagnancy to this, and nobody's moving anywhere, nobody's really saying anything, and more there's this like suppressed emotion going on, which can come out physically. So if you've been feeling like you've got a cold coming lately, or you just feel a bit bunged up, or not yourself, especially around like your ears, your throat, your nose, it's because of holding in this emotion. You're not expressing how you're really feeling. You're not being authentic because of that. So the Eight of Pentacles, this is about, there's something in your life that you really truly want to work on. You really do want to put the effort into this. I don't know where I'm getting this, but I feel like you may have been around some historical sites lately. So that could be like going to visit castles or a church or something like that. The window in the background there is like, I don't know if you've been gazing at, you know, the stained glass windows in some kind of church. But that's kind of giving you the realization of like, you know, it must have taken such a long time for them to have built this and to have made this all nice. And I feel like in a way that represents what it is that you want to do. You're willing now to put your time and effort into this particular situation. Okay, but you're not communicating that at all. So, what else can we tell you about this? Oh, I'm going to put them back, so about 5 fell out. So, your advice in this situation, where do you go from here? Okay, the Seven of Pentacles. So, again, it's another card that's got a lot of pentacles in it, but it's also about that, you know, knowing what you have and making the most of it, you know, being aware of what you already have. Because for some of you, I feel like there's something about maybe you haven't stepped forward and said how you feel or claimed what you feel is yours because you don't feel like you've had enough to offer. And that could be about money. I am getting this sort of thread of energy coming through about a fear of not being enough or not having enough. But I feel like the person on your mind, they don't care about your money situation. They don't actually care whether you haven't got a pot to piss in. They actually just really adore your energy and want to be around you. And I actually feel like they want to support you. Remember, be supportive. I feel like you've received that from this person, but you're struggling. How do I bring that back? Well, actually, I feel like the person needs romance from you, or that's how you can bring this back. Okay, so what else do you need to know about this situation on your mind? Okay, Ten of Swords. So before, you may have been feeling like there was damage caused, but I feel like you're healing from a past wound now. You're feeling from something, maybe you are feeling, but you're healing from something in the past that took the wind out of your sails or really, really damaged you in a way of feeling the love or feeling like you could ever love again. So because of that, it's almost like the Ten of Swords in reverse and the Seven of Swords in reverse should have come out together, because it feels like maybe before you were hiding how you were feeling and stuff because of the way you were feeling in a different situation. But now that you're healing from that, now that you are overcoming that, there's no more hiding. There's no more hiding from this. Okay, I feel like you're at the brink of something happening here. With Rado there is definitely a change of direction coming in and clarity coming. So what is your outcome here? 5 of Wands. So this is all going to start with some kind of conflict, some kind of argument is going to break out here. But I feel like this is needed to clear the air, to clear the space. There's a little bit of an immature kind of expression going to be happening. So it's almost like it's a little bit of bicker. And it might come from like, well, you didn't message me first. Well, you didn't message me first, blah, blah, blah. That kind of thing, yeah? So what happens after this conflict? The conflict is going to end in what you want, in the manifestation coming through. Now, the conflict, it may last for a little while. It could even last for days or weeks, where there's a stubbornness. I feel like you and this person are very stubborn, and neither of you want to back down. Neither of you want to be the first one to come in and go, look, you know. So as you're watching this video, it may be on you to kind of soften the blow a little bit, you know, have it out. It feels like it needs to be done. That needs to happen. The truth needs to come out. That's where the clarity is. That's what daggers is showing up as. It's like it's going to illuminate everything. Nothing's going to be hidden anymore. And it's bringing forward the sun. This is like fulfillment. And on the bottom of the deck there, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So this is a long-lasting connection, but it feels like there's things that you have to go through in order to get there. And like I say, you and this person are very stubborn. Let's get one final card for you on this situation. Okay, the Four of Pentacles. Neither of you are willing to let go of this. Neither of you are able to move forward from this. Even if you try, and I feel like you may have tried, you are trying, and maybe this other person is trying as well, and you are both annoyed about that with each other. This is what it feels like. It's like it sort of, it narks you, but you don't feel like you can say that. So that's what I'm saying, is it feels like there's a whole load of communication that needs to come out here, which is going to change the direction of things, but not in a bad way. It's going to come out as the sun. By August time, I feel things will be better. And again, we have that Ten of Pentacles. I've even shuffled the deck, so the Ten of Pentacles keeps coming out on the bottom. So the bottom of the deck energy is like, this is where it's leading to. That's the root of it. If you want to book a personalised reading on this, please drop me a DM and I will hopefully see you all live a little bit later today. Have a blessed day.